Queen Tulsa, baby. Your favorite shade, your hottest tea, and your headline queen. The Wendy Williams of YouTube, iconic, epic, and always petty when I need to be. Queen Tulsa, I'm the queen of YouTube. I'm the Wendy Williams of YouTube. Treat me right, I'll treat you right. Treat me wrong, I'll treat you wrong. Hit that like, I don't bite. Hit that like, I promise you'll like. Cameras on, baby, I control the stage. Every headline bends when I set the page. Hot topics burn, I deliver with grace. Shady little smirk while I give you faith. From the gossip rooms to the YouTube fight, turn petty words into sleepless nights. If I say stops here, then it's all through. No one drops tea like I go. I'm the queen of YouTube. I'm the Wendy Williams of YouTube. Treat me right, I'll treat you right. Treat me wrong, I'll treat you wrong. Hit that like, I don't bite. Hit that like, I promise you'll like. Like and subscribe, let the numbers climb. Serving raw truth with a touch of divine. Breaking news, baby, I say it bold. Every word drips, hotter than gold. Discussing cases, I keep receipts. I'm a boss in heels with the fire and heat. You want the tea, I'll pour it smooth. I'm Queen Tulsa, baby, I set the mold. Sweet on the lips, but sharp when I speak. But my shade unique. Iconic, epic, I reign supreme. Queen Tulsa, the boss, I'm the headline queen. Don't get it twisted, baby. You came for the gossip, but you stayed for the queen. I don't chase views, views chase me. Now sip that tea, and don't forget to hit that like. Queen Tulsa, I'm the queen of YouTube. I'm the Wendy Williams of YouTube. Treat me right, I'll treat you right. Treat me wrong, I'll treat you wrong. Hit that like, I don't bite. Hit that like, I promise you like. And remember, if I say it stops here, it stops here.
Greetings of royal queens and kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and welcome back to the Queen Tulsa Show. Listen here, we've got a great lineup for you tonight.
The Wendy Williams of YouTube, iconic, epic, and always petty when I need to be. Queen Tulsa, I'm the queen of YouTube. I'm the Wendy Williams of YouTube. Treat me right, I'll treat you right. Treat me wrong, I'll treat you wrong. Hit that like, I don't bite. Hit that like, I promise you'll like. Cameras on, baby, I control the stage.
Two, mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. We're doing a mic check right now.
Like and subscribe, let the numbers climb. Serving raw truth with a touch of divine. Breaking news, baby, I say it bold. Every word drips, hotter than gold. Discussing cases, I keep receipts. I'm a boss in heels with the fire and heat. You want the tea, I'll pour it smooth. I'm Queen Tulsa, baby, I set the mold. Sweet on the lips, but sharp when I speak. But my shade unique. Iconic, epic, I reign supreme. Queen Tulsa, the boss, I'm the headline queen. Don't get it twisted, baby. You came for the gossip, but you stayed for the queen. I don't chase views, views chase me. Now sip that tea.
All right, let's get into it. Listen, we have a new system that we're working with. Listen here, I'm so excited for you guys to come through because first of all, this is our topic. This is late night. So if you're up, we definitely got you covered. All right, so first on the docket is going to be P. Diddy. Okay, P. Diddy, child. Now, shout out to our friends over at Media Takeout because they have been giving us the rundown and really letting us know what's been going on behind the scenes and as far as like when it comes to court. So, exclusive. Diddy's lawyers officially registered him as a SEX offender. Diddy officially added to National SEX offender registry following Mann Act conviction. Shout out to Media Takeout. They confirmed that for us. Media Takeout also confirmed that Shonda Combs is now classified as a registered S offender under federal law. A stunning and career shattering development for the once untouchable mogul. Now, I'm just going to get up into this because when you think about a mogul and someone that has reached the heights of success like a Diddy, why would you tarnish your whole brand, your relationships with sponsors? Because, once these allegations had started coming out, people started pulling back their sponsorships. But let's get into this article. All right, Media Takeout has confirmed Sean Diddy Combs is now officially classified as a S offender under federal law, a stunning and career-shattering development for the once untouchable music mogul. According to federal guidelines, anyone convicted of violating the Mann Act, a law that criminalizes the transportation of individuals across state lines for illegal actual purposes, is required to register nationally as a SEX offender. Diddy's conviction earlier this year triggered that mandatory registration process. Now, get into this because this all happened, it's actually about to be a week. So this past Friday, paperwork was filed. Okay. Shout out to Media Takeout. Their insiders tell us the official registration paperwork was filed on Friday, shortly after Diddy's sentencing hearing in New York federal court. And guess what, you guys? The process is handled through the U.S. Department of Justice, SEX Offenders Registration Notification Act, and that's SORNA. Let's get into it, which ensures that all qualifying offenders are entered into a nationwide database. While the registration is federal, each state will maintain its own record, meaning Diddy's name will appear on multiple state and national registries within the next week or so. This isn't optional, one legal source explained. Once a person is convicted of a Mann Act violation, registration is automatic. Diddy's team doesn't have any way to stop that. Now, what does this mean for Diddy? The ramifications are severe. Most states require offenders to disclose their residence and any changes to local enforcement. And there are strict restrictions on where registered offenders can live or travel. Um, that means the Bad Boy Records founder will be barred from living near schools or playgrounds and may face serious limitations on international travel, especially to countries that ban entry to registered offenders. All right, let's get into it. Legal experts tell Media Takeout that Diddy's high profile won't protect him from compliance checks. He'll have to follow the same rules as anyone else once said. That includes regular address verification and ongoing reporting obligations. Now, clock this to you. A lot of people are saying, hey, it's a fall from grace. Just a few years ago, Diddy was one of the most celebrated figures in American pop culture, a billionaire mogul, philanthropist, and global ambassador for hip hop. Now, following his 50th month federal prison sentence and mandatory registration as a SEX offender, has his legacy has been permanently scarred. Industry insiders tell Media Takeout that brands, networks, and even former collaborators are now cutting ties completely. This is it for him. One source said, no one in entertainment can afford to be associated with a registered offender, especially not in 2025. So what's next? Diddy's attorneys are expected to file an appeal of both his conviction and sentence. But even if he were to win a partial reversal, his status as a registered sex offender could take years to undo, if ever. For now, the once invincible music mogul finds himself in a new reality behind bars, branded for life and erased from the industry he helped build. Media takeout will continue tracking Diddy's registration status as his name appears on national and state database in the coming days. You know what? I'm just gonna tell y'all like this. When it comes to Diddy, Diddy had an opportunity to do the right thing, and and that was turn Cassie loose, or either marry her or marry any of the women that he was with during this long time. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, if you're not gonna marry them, just like why? Why continue to keep them, you know, in a relationship that isn't really going anywhere? Because when you think about Kim Porter had given him Justin. Remember the restaurant called Justin's in Atlanta? Um, and you know, when you think about Kim Porter, who did she who did she really date after him? When you think about the women that have dated or broken up or was off on as far as like dating wise with Diddy, where did they go? I didn't really see any of the ladies dating anyone. And then also Diddy also stated on the Wendy Williams show that he met all of the ladies like at the same time, you know? And really, to be honest, when it comes to Diddy, they're saying, oh my God, he's a changed man. He's this, that, and the third. But no, it sounds like he's an addict and he's ready to get out so he can do the nefarious things that they were alleging him of doing. And this is all speculation. These are opinions. Opinions are not facts. And what I mean by that is there were a lot of people that could have stopped this situation when it had come to him being aggressive with the women, him laying hands on the women, and I'm talking about security and things like that. It's like, I get like you're a big time mogul, but brother, like you're gonna hurt somebody. He has all this anger, he's got all this rage, and just imagine like he just gets pissed and then he just hits somebody in the temple and then boom, they're out, they're gone. You know, um, I did take notes, and we are going to get into some more things because it was a lot going on. I took some notes. Let me see. It might be in this situation, but pretty much what I was saying was like he needed to take some classes. He needed to like reevaluate himself. Like Diddy is just going down the wrong path, and I feel like it was the wrong move for him to sit up there and tell those people in court that there were, narcotics in the jail. I mean, you're saying that you want to go home. I mean, you're so confident that you were going to go home. So were you in there talking big cash money stuff to those people? Like, do you not know who I am? And apparently you didn't know who the system was because you're still in there. And like I was saying the other day, when he kept like putting his money up to get out, he should have just sat aside and just kind of let the courts, do what they were going to do instead of you being aggressive. Okay, these are my notes. So when it comes to Diddy, you know, and of course, I just talked about, him trying to bail out, when he should have just sat down and been navigating his next plan because this is not the first time that we heard about Diddy and his sons being attached to a lawsuit. Yeah. So it's not only Diddy that's attached to a lawsuit, it's his son, and the lawsuits are just coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down, and a few of them have been dismissed. I heard that there are going to be some more that's going to come down, but see, this is a thing. Last year, what's his name? Cat Williams had told us, things are gonna start coming down the pipeline. You need to start watching out for yourself. Here, let me go ahead and take this off so you guys can actually enjoy this without the interruption. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna just pause the commercials. Give me 1 second. All right, so I'm gonna pause the commercials so you guys can enjoy the show. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get up into it. So back to my commentary about Diddy. I just feel like Diddy purchased. Well, no, we got to take it a step back. We got to take it back to 1999 because in 1999 in New York, J Lo, Diddy, and Shine they were all at a club together. Something happened. There was a pool. Went off. Well, it happened to hit Miss Natanya Rubin. If you guys look up her name, Natanya Rubin, or just Google her up, Google her story, she lets you know, hey, I was abused with a firearm. Um, she survived, thank God. But she also said that she was harassed, she was stalked. So when we're talking about a man like Diddy, he can be a very dangerous person. When Cassie was saying that she was trying to get away, what happened? He sent somebody out to get Cassie, bring her back. You see what I'm saying? But then let's talk about, did he purchase Kim Porter's casket a month before she went to glory? That was in October. We are in October right now. So her resting date would be November the 15th, which is coming up. That's when she left us. And the reason why I bring that up is because Diddy, while in court, had a video that he wanted to be played, like it was a ceremony, or like someone had went to. I mean, you would have thought that you were at a funeral, because I mean he had this video, but I guess it was to show him in a good light, show what he has done in the past. But all that's good, fine, and dandy. But where were those? Where was this good person at when you was going upside Cassie's head in that hotel near that elevator, and you went in on her? But let's talk about it. Um, I did say Diddy no means no. I did say Diddy is an addict, and once an addict, always an addict. His long term goals would be a long term life recovery. He's gonna have triggers. He's got to get away from old friend. He's got to get away from those yes men, the men enablers, the female enablers. Like a KK, the one that had his happy pack. Um, and everybody know what the happy pack is. Um, And then I believe like he should get into like some type of counseling and therapy, like while he's in there, like to see how he can control his sexual urges. And I know in jail they like give you this drink and it's supposed to like take your, you know, like so you don't be active or sexually active. So I'm pretty sure that they give it to you in prison too, but maybe they don't drink it because I guess in prison they can get like pops and stuff. But when you talk about Kim Porter in this whole situation, they were saying that she was down with the freak offs too, you know. But my thing is, when it had come to Diddy, you know, where he lost me at is, okay, I get that y'all having fun, but when you talk about no protection and you're talking about meeting random people and then they're being intimate with somebody that you lay with on a consistent basis or a regular basis, I just wasn't feeling that. you know. And like I was saying, on Tasha Cage, I felt like, you throwing out the woman's pH balance. You're doing more harm than help when you're doing that. Um, but our next story is actually going to be, let me go ahead and pull it up. So our next story is going to be, so Diddy wants a pardon from Donald Trump. Okay. So exclusive. Trump tells Diddy no pardon. Diddy team begs Donald Trump for a pardon and gets a brutal no back. Sean Diddy Combs just got hit with 50 months in federal prison, and within hours of his sentencing, media takeout has learned that his legal team went straight to Donald Trump pleading for a presidential pardon, but the answer they got back was short, cold, and final. Absolutely not. Okay, so what do y'all think about that? Do y'all think that Donald Trump was out of order, out of line for not giving Diddy a pardon? Or what are y'all thoughts on that? Let's go ahead and get into this article as I wait for you all to respond. But this is what Donald Trump, um, this is what Media Takeout is reporting. Okay, exclusive. Trump tells Diddy no pardon. Diddy's team begs Donald Trump for a pardon and gets a brutal no back. Sean Diddy Combs just got hit with 50 months in federal prison, went straight to Donald Trump pardon, but the answer they got was back was short, cold, and final. Absolutely not. Okay. Now let's get into this because according to multiple sources close to Diddy's legal camp, Trump's inner circle made crystal clear there would be no help coming from Mar-a-Lago. One political insider told Media Takeout. They reached out hoping Trump would intervene, but the word came back fast. The president said he wouldn't touch this one. Hello? Diddy's team, I thought Trump was their ace. Media Takeout can confirm that Diddy's lawyers and political advisors have been quietly in talks with Trump's associates, anticipating that a heavy sentence might come down. The hope that Trump, who has long standing personal ties to Diddy from their years in New York's celebrity and business circles, might be sympathetic. One insider told Media Takeout they believe Trump was open to the idea Diddy's people had reason to think that if the sentence was harsh, Trump would step in. He was keeping an eye on it. But let's clock this team. But that energy fell short fast once the judge handed the sentence. Trump's team reportedly told Diddy's camp that while the sentence was severe, it wasn't unreasonable given the charges. And more importantly, Trump didn't want the political blowback from aligning himself with Diddy's crimes. How you doing? Baby, get into this. Trump's team calls Diddy's case too heinous. A senior political source told Media Takeout that Trump's advisors described Diddy's situation as heinous, referencing the disturbing details connected to the Mann Act charges, a prostitution related law rarely used in modern times, but one the judge said reflected violence and coercion. Trump's people said this wasn't a witch hunt or a setup. The insider continued. They told Diddy's team the president won't consider a pardon for something like this. He doesn't want to be associated with it. The rejection reportedly stunned Diddy's inner circle, who had already begun preparing a public narrative around a possible pardon. They thought Trump was their ace. One source told Media Takeout they thought politics and friendship would outweigh everything else, but that door slammed shut fast. Okay, so get into this. Y'all probably want to know what's next for Diddy. Well, with no pardon coming in, and no appeal likely to succeed, Diddy is expected to serve roughly 2.5 more years behind bars with good behavior. He's currently housed at a federal facility in upstate New York. According to Media Takeout, insiders, Diddy's legal team is now shifting focus toward ensuring he serves his time under the safest and most favorable conditions possible. They're trying to make sure he gets transferred to a lower security facility. One source said that's the best they can hope for now. Okay. Now listen here. Media Takeout, a final word. Shout out to Media Takeout. They've been doing amazing with this case. Now, Media Takeout is reporting for months, Diddy's camp believed Donald Trump would be their last hope, a powerful ally who could pull strings in ways no one else could. But now the former president reportedly shutting that door for good. It looks like Diddy's fate is sealed. The bad boy mogul once ruled the charts and the clubs. Now he's facing the biggest challenge of his life, doing hard time with no lifeline left to call. What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all opinions? Let me know. Oh my goodness. Well, Diddy was, was depending on it. You gotta say, um, this was something that he really invested in. You said no, he wasn't out of order. Okay, no, he wasn't. Okay. So he wasn't out of order. Okay. So, all right. But you know what? This is my thing. Diddy still does not get it though. It's like, come on. Just sit down, settle down, set some time aside, get your meditation, get your classes going. I really feel like when he, um, it was brought to the judge's attention that um, he had a speaking engagement like a week after sentencing. I thought that was very delusional. And it's like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Okay. So, it's a lot going on. But since we are still here and we're talking about Diddy, so I have one more story. Okay, so this particular story says Diddy's doctor is involved, y'all. Listen, his doctor is involved. And guess what? Do y'all want to know what he's talking about? Listen here. So his doctor has jumped in on it. Listen here. It says Diddy's doctor reportedly testified that his sexual urges are under control. Now, remember, I said that, you know, in jail they give you like this little juice or whatever it is, and it's supposed to like so you don't be like sexually active. Now, I don't know if he's been drinking that stuff, but the doctor is saying that, they're under control. On the eve of this highly anticipated sentencing, Sean Diddy Combs is leaning on the testimony of two medical experts who reviewed his sexual behavior. As he says, they'll be ready to back him up in court. Now, get into this. Attorneys for the music mogul filed paperwork late Thursday with U.S. District Judge Aaron Samarian, urging the court to weigh the options of two renowned specialists in sexual disorders, despite prosecutors' efforts to sideline those evaluations. One of the doctors, Columbia University psychiatrist Dr. Kruger, concluded that Diddy was in complete control of his sexual urges and behavior, per TMZ. The filings were the filings also break down details of Diddy's private life. According to the doctors, he engaged in both irregular sex and so-called freak-offs, with only 15% of encounters falling into the latter category. Diddy's legal team called that figure accurate given the number of sexual partners Mr. Diddy had. It says, pointing out that only two women, Cassie and another identified as Jane, testified about those encounters. His first actions will be swift retribution toward me and others who woke up about his abuse at trial. Cassie wrote in her letter, as much progress as I've made in recovering from his abuse, I remain very much afraid of what he is capable of and the malice he undoubtedly harbors towards me for having the bravery to tell the truth. Now let's get into this. Still, prosecutors are expected to argue that under federal law, a single freak-off could potentially trigger a violation of the Mann Act, which prohibits transporting individuals across state lines for illicit sexual activity. In their submission, Diddy's attorneys accused prosecutors of bringing in witnesses who had nothing to do with the Mann Act charges. The filing specifically singled out Mia, a former assistant and stylist, Deontay Nash, who they claim were discredited during trial proceedings, but have nevertheless submitted victim statements along with Cassie. I had buried so many terrible memories of abuse, including violence of SA, that I was forced to dig up and relive, Mia wrote in her letter to the judge Marion. I cannot overstate the traumatizing impact of reading his threatening emails, reviewing old photos and videos, and hearing his voice again. Prosecutors have called for a sentence of more than 11 years, citing the severity of the charges and impact on the victims. Diddy's team, by contrast, is asking for a term closer to 14 months, noting that he has already served over a year in custody. Now, what do you all think about that? Okay, so this article was like before he got sentenced, but you had, people standing up saying, "Hey, his urges are under control, and um, he's not this monster, but like I said, it just goes back to that video that we all saw, right? So let me know your thoughts in the chat. Get into this. We have the rapper Lotto, child. They say that Lotto is pregnant. And child, who is she pregnant by? Child, they say that she's pregnant by rapper, okay? The rapper 21 Savage. Do y'all know who 21 Savage is? Listen, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's cute or whatever. But that's besides the point. Let's get into this article. Lotto pregnant by married boyfriend, 21 Savage. Lotto's pregnant and the baby daddy is 21 Savage, but there's a catch. Media Takeout just got some extra explosive tea. Female rap star Lotto is pregnant, and the father of social media detective work. Multiple insiders have confirmed to media that Lotto is expecting her first child, and the Savage Mode rapper is the dad. But as you can imagine, this situation is a bit complicated. Okay, now get into it. A hidden relationship with deep roots. Lotto and 21 have been linked for years, quietly spotted together at private events, vacationing in tropical locations, and even posting cryptic social media clues that fans have pieced together like FBI agents. Get into this, but the couple has never gone public, choosing to keep their romance off the grid, at least officially. One source told Media Takeout they've been solid for a while. It's not a fling, but they have to be careful about how they move because of 21's situation. And that situation is where things get messy. Clock this T. 21 Savage's immigration and marriage twist. You see, 21 Savage was born in the UK. And for years, he faced possible deportation after being convicted of crimes in Atlanta. When the feds came knocking, the rapper reportedly married his US born baby's mother, a move that many close to him believed helped him avoid being sent back to the UK. Clock that T. How you doing? That marriage, however, was never publicly dissolved, and that's and that cre- and that's crazy created a whole new layer of drama that now that Lotto is reportedly pregnant. Now, clock this seat. Pull, get in close, y'all. I need y'all to get in close. Okay, Lotto's pregnancy changes everything. Now, with Lotto allegedly expecting insiders say the pair might finally be ready to go public, child. They're both happy, one source said. Lotto's glowing and 21's being really protective, but they're also nervous about how this news will be received, especially with people bringing up the marriage stuff. You know what I'm saying? For now, neither Lotto nor 21 has confirmed the pregnancy, but fans are already convinced between Lotto's new baggy wardrobe, her sudden disappearance from live performances, and a few strategic angles and recent photos, the internet sleuths are calling it. Okay. Listen, I don't know. I mean, if she is pregnant, congratulations. So let's get into this. What's next for hip hop's quietest couple? If the rumors are true, this baby could finally push Lotto and 21 into their public couple spotlight. Some things that's been years in the making, and but it could also force 21 Savage to confront his unfinished business legally and personally. One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. And if Lotto really is expecting, we're betting reveal of 2025. Stay tuned because you know Media Takeout will have every juicy update first. And that's why we go to Media Takeout. Listen here, Media Takeout never fails me. So what do y'all think about that? Are y'all happy for Lotto? I mean, she's in the rap game, he's in the rap game, but he's already married. And it's like, where do you go from there? You're dealing with like a married rapper, and you already know the statistics or the stereotypes of, you know, um, rappers, they have all these girlfriends and, you know, um, and they're players. I mean, when I think about a rapper, I think about Cardi B, and then I think about her rapper boyfriend Offset. And Offset really drug her around these streets and really made her look bad. He was like, I mean, she even talks about it in her new album. She says, yeah, don't be mad at me when I'm out here screwing around because y'all wasn't saying nothing about my man when he was screwing you or something like that. Um, that's a lot. Shout out to Miss KCMO for becoming a member, renewing your membership. I really appreciate that. Beautiful. We got Bertie Banks in the building. We got Baby Beauty Sparkles up in here. She says, please, Arroyo, hit that like button royally. Juicy, congratulations, Lotto. So y'all are out here congratulating Miss Lotto for getting pregnant by a married man. Shame on you. Okay. Listen here. Let's go ahead and hit our next topic. So what's the next topic? All right, y'all. Now get into this. Tyler Perry fights back. Guess what? He files a motion to dismiss the $260 million harassment lawsuit. Says case belongs in Georgia, not California. Oh, this is gonna get a little sticky, y'all. Now, I mean, because the people they love Tyler Perry. When you think of Tyler Perry, you think about Medea. You think about all the fabulous, shows that he's in put out, right? So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Um, says Tyler Perry fights back. Lawyers seek to dismiss gay harassment lawsuit. Okay, so here are the details. Tyler Perry fights back, files motion to dismiss $260 million harassment lawsuit. Says case belongs in Georgia, not California. 2 months after being served with a $260 million civil lawsuit from the former Oval actor Derek Dixon, media mogul Tyler Perry is firing back hard. Okay. All right. So Media Takeout has confirmed that Perry's legal team officially filed a motion to dismiss the case. According to California, is the wrong jurisdiction for the lawsuit. According to the filing, all of Perry's businesses dealings with Dixon took place in Georgia, the where the Ovals is is filmed and produced at Perry's Atlanta based studio. For shopping in the
If I say it stops here, it stops here.
all right, y'all. All right, we're still here. All right, let's get into it.
Queen Tulsa,
Okay, so in this article
your hottest tea.
is going on to
Queen,
say that Tyler Perry's legal team
YouTube
accuses
icon.
Dixon of forum
Always petty when I need to.
shopping. And the documents obtained by media take out Perry's attorneys accused Dixon of forum shopping, a legal term meaning a legal term meaning the plaintiff deliberately filed the lawsuit in a state with laws more favorable to their case. And in this instance, the difference is harassment laws and known for being legal experts say Dick's transfer team will have a far stronger chance of getting it thrown out entirely. Perry denies all allegations. Tyler Perry isn't just challenging where the case is filed, he's denying every single allegation made by Derek Dixon. Dixon, who appeared on Perry's hit BT series, The Oval, accused the billionaire filmmaker of making unwanted advances and creating an uncomfortable work environment. In his $260 million suit, Dixon claimed the alleged harassment led to emotional distress and professional harm. But Perry's camp is pushing back hard. In his official response, Perry's legal team described Dixon's claims as fabricated and said the former actor cultivated a personal relationship with Perry for financial gain and personal opportunity and professional opportunity, not out of genuine friendship. According to insiders who spoke to Media Takeout, Perry believes this lawsuit is a money grab and a desperate attempt by a disgruntled former employee to cash in on his name. What happens next? If the case if the court sides with Perry and grants the motion to dismiss or to move the case to Georgia, the lawsuit could either be
It stops
refiled
here.
and that's Perry may face a much tougher legal battle, one that could draw national headlines and potential fallout for his $1 billion entertainment empire. For now, Tyler Perry appears confident and unbothered, continuing to work on multiple TV and film projects out of his massive Atlanta studio.
And your headline queen.
But make no
YouTube's a
mistake, this
YouTube
legal
iconic.
showdown is far from over. Stay tuned because Media Takeout will continue bringing you the exclusive updates as the $260 million Hollywood versus Atlanta courtroom drama unfolds. Whew. Listen here, that is a lot. That right there is a lot when you talk about California and when you talk about Atlanta being the Black Hollywood, the Black Mecca. Um, but I'm not a lot. That's Derek Dixon's story. I wasn't there. I feel like everybody should have their day in court. But when you uh, Tyler Perry he's a billionaire, so he definitely has a team to combat anything that's coming out about him. I'm not really too sure about what made Derek feel like he needed to start recording, um, or I would want to know like the backstory, like how all of this gets started. You know what I'm saying? Was there a cry out for help? I'm not really familiar with the backstory of this, but I would like to know more about it. Prayers to all the victims. Hopefully, justice will be served correctly and timely if something did happen, and we'll just let the courts go ahead and be the judge of that. All right, so our next story is going to be Ice Spice. Okay, so Ice Spice has made it back into the news, honey. Ice Spice Ozempic days are over. Weighs more than before. Okay, Ice Spice is back and thicker than ever. Fans say she looks better off Ozempic. Ice Spice is officially back and she's bringing the curves with her. The Bronx rap princess who burst out onto the scene in just 2 years ago with her signature orange talking nonstop. All right, so you guys, let me go ahead and bring this up so you all able to see this article. All right, so this is Ice Spice right here, and this is the photo that they're talking about. They're saying that she's laid off the Ozempic, and she is. But you know what? In Hollywood, they have this whole stigma up on you to where you have to be like a certain size and things like that. But this is Ice Spice, so let's go ahead and get into it. So this is her. I think that she looks good. She's filling out. Uh-huh. Music or whatever, but I don't even want to chance it. Okay, actually, here, let me see something. Because I feel like this can be a quick fix right here. Okay, give me 1 second. I feel like this can be a quick fix. Um, all right, how are we now? Like I said, like this photo right here, or this video, yeah, she's got it, but it's nothing wrong with it is, the way to fuck.
Tulsa, baby. Your favorite shade, your hottest tea, and your
All
headline
right,
queen.
let's get into it.
The Wendy Williams of YouTube. I
So,
couldn't
like I
help
said, I don't really see anything wrong with her look or anything like that. She looked like the old ice kid. But you know what? This is nothing. I'm not even gonna shame her. I actually like the fact that she looks like she's eating. She looks like she's happy. She's in a good space. Let me go ahead and pull this back together. All right, so listen, guys. We have reached the end of our hot topics. We will definitely get come out tonight. We will definitely be back live soon. And thank you so much for your time. You all have a great night on purpose. Good night.
every word drips hotter than gold. Just in cases I keep receipts. I'm a boss in heels with the fire and heat. You want the tea, I pour it smooth. I'm Queen Tulsa, baby, I set the mood. Sweet on the lips, but sharp when I speak. Ready when I want, but my shade unique. Iconic, epic, I reign supreme. Queen Tulsa, the boss, I'm the headline queen. Don't get it twisted, baby. came for the gossip, but you stayed for the queen. I don't chase views, views chase me. Now sip that tea, and don't forget to hit that like. Queen Tulsa, I'm the queen of YouTube. I'm the Wendy Williams of YouTube. Treat me right, I'll treat you right. Treat me wrong, I'll treat you wrong. Hit that like, I don't bite. Hit that like, I promise you like. And remember, if I say it stops here, it stops here.